Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Guess what, mother.
What is going on, everybody? It's Joey. It's great to see you guys again. Today I'm going to be making a video which I haven't made in quite a while. Today's video is going to be 4 years of keeping over 100 pounds off, and basically what my life was like before I lost 100 pounds and what life has been like over the last 4 years for me. And it's been quite life-changing, to be honest. I mean, my relationships, both intimate and platonic, or my finances as well, my confidence, dating, everything's gotten exponentially better. And today I want to go over pretty much like the main key differences between what life was like before I was over 300 pounds and what life is like now in the low 200s. But before I jump into this video, I do just want to let you guys know just how amazing you guys are. Last week I was able to hop on the phone with so many of you guys, be able to talk to you, figure out your situation and how to get out of that situation. And the awesome thing was, you guys know that these calls are for free. You can hop on the phone with me for free. We can figure out your situation. All you have to do is go to the link down in the description and we can hop on a coaching call, a strategy session, to figure out exactly how to get you out of the situation that you're in, to lose the weight, to lose all the weight that you want to lose, to gain the identity that you want to have, and to gain the status in society that you want to have. Start dating the people who you want to date and attract the lifestyle that you really want to attract in your life. But just to illustrate to you how my life was before I lost over 100 pounds, really I was just a junior in high school. I was playing football. I'd played football for about 13 years at that time, and that's all I knew was pretty much football and the school lifestyle. So the thing is I was in football for such a long time, and I've always played either offense or defensive line, so I was always one of the biggest people on the team, because in order to be one of those first front guys, you have to be very tall, powerful, and just large overall, because you're basically a wall. So that was my job, was I was trying to be as big as possible. I was en route to go to a D1 college to play football. So really, I kind of did it to myself, but at the same time, I still had the negative consequences outside of the football field of like talking to people, my insecurities, just looking overweight when everyone else around me is clearly in shape or just kind of, skinny and not super overweight, especially like junior year of high school, because I was 320 pounds, like 6'3", so I pretty much stood out in the middle of my whole school. But basically my entire life just consisted of what was expected of me. I didn't really think about what I wanted. I didn't really think about like the things I was missing out on. I just kind of did what was expected of me, which at the time really didn't bother me too much. But looking back on it, and then after I graduated high school, I realized how much I missed out on. So just for example, back then I had terrible social anxiety. Like when I was out with my friends, I just felt like I had to suppress myself. I felt like I wasn't being the true me who I was, because I was hiding behind all of my insecurities of what I thought other people were thinking of me, or what I thought other people were judging me by, or if other people were just looking at me or staring at me. There was just too much self-consciousness and there was too much social anxiety for me to really enjoy being out with my friends. So just the simple fact of being overweight and having that kind of identity, identifying with that type of person that I used to be, it really ruined my life for a big part of it. Like I didn't realize how much it was hindering me, how much it was holding me back. But after losing all that weight, I can see now just how much opportunity I missed out on just because I was anxious. I was too anxious to say something or go do something or go be with my friends, because I was too anxious that I was going to ruin the fun for everyone else, pretty much. So if you can imagine that, and I know a lot of you guys have felt this before, because I've talked to, like I said last week, I talked to a ton of you guys, and one of the biggest things that I got from those calls were that you guys felt like you were almost just too anxious to live your fullest life. So I wanted to expand on that a little bit and how that kind of hindered my life. But I also felt really lazy. Like I felt like I didn't really have too much energy. I felt like I was just laying around most of the time, or I didn't want to go out to the gym, or I didn't want to go out and like hang out with friends. I just kind of stayed inside most of the time, or when I did go out, I didn't do like a ton of physical activity, because even just walking up a flight of stairs would get me sweating and panting really hard, which is just, it's sad, it's pathetic. All right, because I have no problem with that now. But before, especially at school, it was awful. Okay, just walking upstairs was awful. But I mean, in reality, at the end of the day, I was lazy. Like I was a lot lazier than I am now. And I'm so grateful that I'm not anymore, because I feel like I can get so much more done. I feel like I can actually go out and do what I want to do, not be hindered, but also like just not be lazy and do it and want to do it. Want to do things like go out with my friends, go on adventures, be the initiator who goes out to all these different like social events and stuff like that. I don't do that too much anymore, but anyway, you get the gist. Life is a lot better when you don't feel like you have to be as lethargic all the time. But I had a couple other problems. And one of them was that I just felt out of place most of the time. Whenever I was with my friends or I was with my family, and this kind of played into the social anxiety aspect, but I just felt out of place. No matter who I was with or where I was, I just felt like I didn't belong there. I felt like the person I was identifying with wasn't the right person that should be in that situation. Like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm just too big, or what are these people thinking of me? And it plays into the self-consciousness, it plays into like the anxiety, but I just really felt out of place most places I went or wherever I was, unless I was with like a friend of mine that was like super close to me or a couple friends that were super close. But besides that, I felt out of place most of the time. And lastly, I also felt really inferior. Like I had this inferiority complex. I just felt like for some reason people were better than me at a lot of different things. Not everything, but a lot of different things when it came to social events or socializing or talking to girls or going out and playing sports. Like I just felt inferior in most aspects because my weight, the way I looked, the way I felt, just my identity and everything, I just felt inferior, and it honestly sucked because I knew I did, but I didn't know how to get out of that. And I wanted to be like top dog, like what guy doesn't want to feel like that? What guy doesn't want to be that guy? But it's like I didn't know what to do. I was stuck in this like inferiority mode of like, oh, this guy's probably better than me at this, or like, just it's the first thing you think of is like, oh, okay, well, I'm probably not the best at this. And that was honestly, that was a really big struggle for me. But really the things that I desired after high school, knowing that I was super overweight and I wasn't going to be playing football in college anymore, I knew that what I desired was I wanted to finally have like confidence in myself. I wanted to finally have self-confidence, believe in myself, believe in my abilities, and believe in who I was when it came to coming up with new friends or approaching people or starting new activities or going out, because I was going into college, but I wasn't playing football. So just kind of getting myself out there and expanding my circle and just really showing my new confidence. That's what I really wanted to achieve. And also I wanted to have a girlfriend for the first time. But I didn't just want to have a girlfriend. I just figured if I'm going to have a girlfriend, I might as well go like all out. I might as well just have the best there is. So I tried to get, I really wanted to have the most attractive, just awesome girlfriend, because that's something I always saw my friends have in high school, which I never had. And I figured now's the time for me to switch my life around and actually go for something like that, because I never could have imagined myself like that. I never could have imagined that I was worth something like that. But that's because I never really treated myself that way. But most importantly, the biggest thing that, like down to my core, that I knew if I changed this, everything else would change, was my self-image. So I knew if I could change my self-image to think of myself as like the most elite, most alpha person there is, then everything else, like the confidence, the attractive women, the money, the body, everything's gonna come if I look at myself better. So that's really what I had to figure out, was how can I fix my self-image and my self-esteem. So ever since I was able to lose all that weight, I mean, the biggest thing was that my entire life changed, and I was able to see that, and I didn't fully understand like how my life would change. I just thought that like I would be skinnier. I couldn't even picture myself as skinnier because I was overweight my whole life. But I just hoped that I would lose weight and kind of forgot about everything else. But then when I did lose weight, everything changed. Like people respected me more. When I say people, I mean everyone, like literally everyone, family, friends, acquaintances, strangers, everyone. Girls started turning their heads and they started, hitting on me for the first time, which I was not used to, but just respecting me more and giving me more time of day. I had more confidence in myself, so I could actually like portray that confidence and show that I believed in myself more, because I was able to succeed in something and actually like do something amazing and great. So I knew that if I could do something amazing and great, like I was worthwhile, and I was able to work on my identity, work on my confidence, work on my self-esteem, and then everything, like I said, everything from there was able to sprout out. And so that happened over about a 2-year span of losing the weight and then experiencing all these things. But then the last 3 or 4 years or so, what's really been weighing on my mind is that how many people out there, most of the people watching this video, who have never experienced what I was able to experience. And I know that like if I would have kept doing what I was doing, my whole life would have never changed. So my thing now over the last 3 to 4 years is to get people who were in my situation into my current situation now, to where they can experience a life of quality, a life of just bliss and awesomeness. So that's been my goal for the last 3 years or 4 years or so. And my main focus, that's how my life has changed, is that I've literally seen so much change in my life that now my main focus is, well, maintaining the weight, keeping the weight off, because it's honestly pretty easy once you understand the principles of success, of fitness. Once you understand the principles and you ingrain the habits and lifestyle, it's really easy to stay here, to maintain. And that's why it's really sad to see people who lose a ton of weight and then gain it back, because they didn't understand the principles. They don't understand success itself and the principles that maintain success. So really, my main focus is controlling my life, taking full control of where I go in the future, but also helping people do the same exact thing. People like you, if you are overweight, to take control of your life, take control of your identity, take control of your emotions, take control of your weight, your health, your fitness, your happiness, your finances, your relationships. Take control of it and actually get what you know you deserve, rather than dreaming of what you want and then never actually doing it. And then waking up in 30, 40 years realizing that you wasted that time and potential and you could have had a better life. That's what I am terrified of. So I want to help as many people avoid that as possible. And lastly, here is a quick list of things that drastically improved from when I was overweight to after I lost the weight over the past 4 years. I've really been able to experience. So if you're overweight, here's just like a few things that you could possibly experience that would like drastically change your life. So the first thing that stood out in my head was that I am treated better overall, just overall, by everyone. So basically before, when I was overweight, people would just kind of look at me weird and like observe me and just kind of look at me in awe. No one really gave me that respect, and mostly came from the lack of self-esteem or the poor self-image, right? And it wasn't even necessarily because I was overweight. It was because I was overweight that I had that negative self-image, and that negative self-image is what kind of like played a loop in my head of like, okay, I'm overweight, these people are looking at me. I'm overweight, these people are looking at me. They're judging me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So the biggest thing that happened in my life was really like being treated better overall. Everyone just looks at me happier. Everyone talks to me happier. Everyone wants to be my friend, more so than they did before. Everyone is a lot more open when I come up to them and when I talk to them, when I start a conversation with them, especially girls, family, friends, people. Just, they know where you've been and they know what you've done to come to where you are, and they just respect that. They like that. They treat you better because of that. And then the second thing that I would like to go over is the status of the girls that I talk to increased. I was talking to girls before. I never really had a girlfriend in high school, but I was talking to girls before, and I was like super shy and like kind of friendly to them. But you know, nonetheless, I was able to have some types of like relationships with girls back then, but it was more low caliber girls, low caliber women. But after I lost the weight, the types of girls I talked to was a lot higher status. But another thing was my ambition to succeed just skyrocketed, like it jumped through the roof, because I was able to see the success that I could create by myself by losing and transforming my life and losing all that weight. Knowing that I did that and seeing that success is like a major success. It's not like 20 or 30 pounds, it's like over 100 pounds. Like that's a full transformation. Doing something like that just made me want to go do more and more and more, build a business and like actually help people and have these awesome relationships and like build my life and take control of my life. So like once I saw that one thing, it's like my purpose came to me. Like I have so much more will to go out and achieve things. So if you have big dreams, like if you actually want things that a lot of people don't have, then succeeding for yourself, like actually seeing yourself succeed, will give you the confidence and like the motivation and ambition to go out and do more and more things. But then also I've noticed that I'm a lot more overall healthier and just happier, less lazy, more energetic, less pains and aches. So a lot of people I talked to last week, they said they have like knee pains and problems and aches. They've got aches and pains in their hips and in their lower back. And I had the same problems. I had those exact same problems with the pain in my lower back, the pains in my hips, the pains in my knees. And after I lost the weight, I don't have those pains anymore. I feel a lot more agile. I feel a lot more mobile. I feel like I can actually go out and do things. Like I actually want to go out and do things, and I want to be the leader of doing those things because I can clearly prove to myself that I can take the lead on anything. It doesn't matter who it is or what the situation is. My entire life leveled up. My entire life went from 20% awesomeness to closer to like 80% awesomeness. I'm not at 100% awesomeness. I'm working on that right now, but if I were just like simplify and make it easy, my life was at like 20% awesomeness and I was able to go to like 80% awesomeness, pretty much. So if you want a transformation like that, you should see exactly how I was able to transform my lifestyle. So down in the description or down in the comments, there's gonna be a link to a free case study on myself and a few of my clients on how we were able to transform our lifestyle. Go ahead down there if you are interested, click on that link and then watch that video. It's completely free. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you did like this video, press the thumbs up button, comment down below what you did or didn't like. I would love to hear your feedback. And as always, have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys next video.